Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome back. I'm here today to share with you my update for Pan in Every palette. If you couldn't already tell, I'm sick. I have a sinus infection, so I'm going to try to power through, and I have my tea. This is some black tea that some stash that I had, so I put some honey in there. I'm hoping it'll help, and I have some cough drops just in case my throat starts to bother me. Whew. Every time I have a really stressful event in my life, it's usually work related, and then that ends, my body's like, okay, now we're gonna get sick. So that's what happened. It started on Saturday with a sore throat. It is now Tuesday, and it's progressively just gotten worse. So I'm just taking some meds and trying to power through. Well, hi. Hi. I just fed him. I did just feed him. What are you doing, buddy? Okay. Okay. Hi. What are you doing? Okay. 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 Why does he always pick now? Why does he pick now? He doesn't pick any other time but right now. When I'm sitting down to film. And I have cat hair all over me. So I was originally inspired to start this project by Paula at A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. The original creator of this project was Lady Pansalot. I always feel funny saying that there was just one creator because I feel like there were several people that, I shouldn't say several, there were a couple of people that came up with the idea of hitting pan and palettes and or eyeshadows on like working on them on a monthly basis. But because I was inspired by Paula, I'm going by what she references as the creator of this project. So hopefully that makes sense. But I also don't want to leave out, like, I don't want to say that there aren't any other creators out there that didn't think of like hitting pan and palettes and that kind of thing. So I just want to say that. So what I've done with this project is I originally started with 5 palettes that I brought in. And then at some point last year, I should say the 5 palettes that I bring in, I pick the shade. And then at some point last year, I brought in 3 more palettes because I'm crazy. And I have a random number generator, pick the shadow for me. Let me show you the palettes I'm working on. So the palettes where I picked the shade in the order that I brought them in. I have from Viseart the Petite Pro Soleil palette, the Nabla Dreamy palette, the Tarte Tartlette in Bloom palette, the Bare Minerals Nudes palette, and the Sydney Grace and Temptalia Quintessence palette. I think I'm saying that right. Light. Quintessence Light. I hope I'm saying that right. I could be saying it wrong. I don't know. Now, the palettes that have random shades, I have the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, the Juvia's Place The Berries palette, and last but not least, the Hip Dot Zion palette. So the question is, did I hit pan on anything? And the answer is no. I wish I had. I feel like I'm making progress on these, or on some of them, but I don't have pan on anything. So let me share with you how things are going. So this one, the Soleil, Viseart Petite Pro Soleil, this is the one where I used it, I think, once. All right, this is the shadow here. It's the gold shadow. And I actually really liked it. I'm trying to remember. I think I used it with a shadow that's in my Zodiac project. And I think it was this one Fairy Fire by Davina. This like shadow goes with everything. It's so pretty. I think that's what I did. I'll show this to you on its own. And I'm going to use a wet base because it looks way better over a wet base. And then, or at least a tacky-ish base. So there it is over a tacky base. Wet tacky. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll also show it to you with Fairy Fire on top. Just underneath it, and then I'll take it off. But I think that's how I ended up using it. And it was so pretty. Yeah. So there it is on its own, and there it is with Fairy. And then I kind of forgot to use it again after that. Oh, that's stunning. Oh, anyway. Yep, so I just need to remember that's how I can use it moving forward. So, yeah, I'm not even close. Not even close. Next up is my Nabla Dreamy palette, and the shade I'm using in here is Inception. It's this one here. So I do have a nice dip going in that shadow. I don't know how deep these pans are. I was kind of digging for gold the other day. I was like, oh, I kind of feel like I could be close. But again, I don't know how deep these are. Let's see. I feel like I've already tried to figure this out. There's still 0.03 ounces in these pans, so it's still a pretty decent amount. There's the shadow. It's so pretty. I love that shadow. It's gorgeous. So yeah, there's probably still plenty in there, but I do have like I said, I have a really nice dip going. I'm hoping I can hit pan fairly soon. Next, we have the Tartlette and Bloom palette, and I'm using the shade Activist in here. It's a very deep, dark matte. It's this one here. And I do have a teeny tiny dip going. You don't need very much of this shadow. I have worn away completely that Tarte imprint, but like I used this in the outer corner of my look today. I did as you can see, a very, very neutral look. But yeah, you can see there's a dip, but not much. So yeah, dark shade. I'm gonna constantly like be licking my teeth to get red lipstick off. So I feel like that's going to be in here forever. Yeah, and those are like 0.05 ounces a piece. A lot of shadow. Next, I have the Bare Minerals Nudes palette. And the shade I'm working on in here is East, and it barely looks used. Even though, I've definitely used it. But I'm putting a big, fat, like fluffy brush in here. So, now, I will say, it's not like I've used it a ton. I've used it here and there. I thought that I would have been using it more, but I haven't used it as much as I thought it would. I mean, I used it today. I haven't used it as much as I thought I would have. I don't know if my previous sentence made sense. But I used it today, and I kind of mixed it with another shadow to work as my initial crease shade, and then I used it on its own to deepen up the crease. So it's a really nice shade. It's just, I've been working a lot more, like my Pan That palette has a lot of like red toned or coral toned shadows, and this doesn't go with it. But today I was like, I'm just gonna go with a neutral tone look, and I used it a bunch today. But again, yeah, I'm using a giant fluffy brush, and you're not gonna get a big like pointed dip with a big fluffy brush. The next shadow I have is from the Sydney Grace and Temptalia palette, Quintessence Light. And the shade I pulled in was the Milky Way. This one here. This is so pretty. I think I've used it twice. That's it. It's a stunner. Stunner. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so pretty. It's better over tacky base, but it's gorgeous on its own. So pretty. But yeah, I've only used it a couple times, so not much use on that one. Now, the shadows that were picked for me from Natasha Denona's Sunrise palette, I have the shade Poppy. Now, I can pop this shadow out, and I actually have it in my Tarte little magnetic palette that I use for my everyday shadows. So yeah, here is the shadow there. And you know, it doesn't look like I have a dip, but I definitely do. Again, I think these have a decent amount of shadow in them. I can't remember. I know I looked it up, but yeah, there's a good amount of shadow in here. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. But a small dip. Small dip. I feel like it's a wide dip though. You can tell there's a wide dip going in there. Next, from the Juvia's Place, I have the Berries palette. And this is a very large shadow. It's this dark berry matte. You can see I do have a bit more of a pointed dip going in there. And that's because I use this a lot more just on the outer corner. And I use more of a stiff bristled brush to get in there. So it's more pointed placement and brush. This is a really great outer corner shadow. It's really pretty. And I've even like used a bit more of a fluffy brush to work this into the crease. And it's really pretty that way too. And then, you know, used a stiffer brush to work into the outer corner and get a bit more pigment. It's gorgeous. I really do love this color. It's a great formula. It's a pretty shade. So pretty. And that's going to take me forever. 2 grams, 2.6 grams. Almost an ounce of shadow in each of these pans. Whew. And the last palette is the Hip Dot Zion palette. And I am working on Sublime. As you can see, there's a dip, but it's not very deep. Just kind of at the surface. And I mean, this is also a very pretty shadow. Here we go. So yeah, it's pretty. But yeah, there's my color story. I am so tempted to roll in another palette, but I don't know. I'm not gonna. I am very tempted to roll another palette, but I'm not going to, because I feel like that would be setting me up for failure, because then I'd have another palette to work on and I've already got 8. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick to these 8 that I have, but I am going to try to set a goal. I am going to really work hard on getting this rolled out, because I feel like I can pull this palette in and use it a couple of times with my Zodiac palette shadows, because I've got this, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of swatch play. We're gonna do makeup playtime. Okay, so like this is that shadow with Fairy Fire on top. This is MAC Ruby, which is in that palette. Zodiac Project. This is a shadow by Shine by SD that's in that project, and this is a JD Glow shadow called AKA. And I feel like those could all kind of potentially work together. I mean, maybe if I take out the MAC Ruby, even if I feel like that doesn't work. But those 3 together could be pretty. I mean, it could be pretty with some greens. So anyway, I have to play with it. I have to incorporate it into, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop it out, because I keep forgetting you can pop these out. I'm going to pop it out, and I'm going to put it into my palette so that I remember to use it. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to pop it out. It's It's going to go in there, and I'm going to prioritize that one. And I also want to prioritize the Natasha Denona shade. I want to work this one out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in the next month, but I want to prioritize that. And I also want to work on, like, really prioritize the shadow in here, because I feel like I could be really close to this. I think that one can totally be, pan can be hit on that by the next update. So those are the three I'm going to be focusing on. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you are doing well and staying safe and aren't sick like I am. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Oh, I think that was a freaking mosquito. Ziggy is on. Oh. It flew right in my eyeball. Did you see that? I am so gonna get lipstick on my teeth. I know it. I know it. Hey guys, it's Jaylon. Welcome or welcome back. This is my what? So for this project, okay, wait. So I was inspired to start this project by watching updates from Paula at Beauty Guru. So let me show you the shot that. So anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you are doing well and staying safe and aren't sick like I am. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Oh, did you see this? See what I did? That's from drinking. We're going to have to redo that. Please hit that subscribe. So close. Okay, bye.